Hello, welcome back. I've got an exciting topic for today, one that personally I can take advantage of, and any homeowner that has a home today or in the near future, you can take advantage of this particular tax break that President Trump is proposing. So the proposal is called No Tax on Home Sales Act. And the benefit in this is that homeowners like you and myself, when we purchase a home and we live in that home for a minimum of 2 years out of 5 years, you don't have to pay capital gains tax. And I'm sure there's a lot of you out there who didn't know that. Yes, you heard it. You don't have, well, let me back up. You do pay capital gains tax, but currently, if you're a single person, you pay capital gains tax after the $250,000 profit that you've made on your home. So in other words, if you sold your home and you made a $300,000 profit, as a single person, $250,000 of that is totally exempt from taxes. Now the other $50,000 would be taxed at your tax rate. If you're a couple, you'd be taxed after that first $500,000. So that means if you sold your home and you profited $550,000, $500,000 of that for couples who's lived in the house for at least a minimum of 2 years out of the last 5 years will get a tax break of $500,000. The other $50,000 again will be taxed at your current tax rate. That is the law that is in place right now. But what President Trump is proposing is to do away with that tax altogether. So that means no matter how much money you earn on your property, your primary residence, after living in it for at least 2 years or longer, all of that money is yours free. That sounds wonderful. I'm going to follow this closely to find out if this act actually does take effect, but I think it would be a wonderful financial tool that most people can use in order to help build wealth. So I tell you, another thing that's so great about this is a strategy that some investors use. They will buy a fix and flip, but they will hold it, live in it while making the repairs, use it as their primary residence, and once they're done renovating the property, they would then sell that property and keep all of the capital gains up to $250,000 again for a single person, $500,000 for couples. Keep all of that money as a tax deferred benefit. No, it's not a tax deferred, it's tax free. So what I'm saying is, if you're an investor and you're thinking about getting into the real estate market, you're thinking about fix and flipping, rather than fix and flip a property and get rid of it within 6 months to a year, you might want to consider living in that property for 2 years while you're making the renovations, and then sell it on the back end and keep all of the profits tax-free if this new bill passes. If the bill does not pass, at least you'll get to keep anywhere between $250,000 to $500,000 of that profit that you've made without paying taxes on it. So to me, like I said, this is a really great thing. Also, another benefit if this tax bill or if this proposal does take place, I believe there will be a lot more people who were reluctant to sell who will then decide to sell their properties, because now if they've got $300,000 or $400,000 of equity in their home, especially for a single person, as I was a year ago, part of the reason why I didn't sell a year ago is because I was capped at $250,000 capital gains tax, and then after that, the other $150,000 would have been taxed at my regular tax rate. That was just way too high. So again, if for singles, now if this bill gets passed, people might be more willing to sell their properties when they have a lot more equity in them than they were in the past, simply because they can walk away with all that cash without paying taxes. So I'm really excited about it. So I'll keep you updated on that. Another benefit of the No Tax on Home Sales Act would be the fact that people who own luxury homes where they have, say, $1 million equity in those homes, and they've decided to sit on them and hold them because maybe they don't want to deal with the tax implications or the tax implications of having to sell a home and earn that kind of money, which would then they'd be taxed at. For those people who own luxury homes, this is a benefit because now, even if they have $1 million or even $2 million of equity in those homes, they could then sell those homes and have all of that money tax-free. So again, I'm super excited about this act, and I'm going to follow it, and I'm going to find out and give you an update on whether or not this particular bill is actually going to pass. So let's see. Let's keep our fingers crossed. So thank you for watching Financial Fix with Sharnella. I hope to see you on the next episode. Please like and subscribe.